Trump has been elected, and he's probably the ultimate alpha male. And that alone is, I guess, literally proof that a majority of people wanted that. Are we making a turn? Are we changing? What do you think?
I have to believe we are, brother. I really do. I think the social experiment that is feminism and these new age relationship dynamics where everything's equal has resulted in a lot of women saying, where have all the good men gone? And a lot of men just being frustrated that they can't find a supportive partner in life. So I think that's run its course. I think economically the left is always going to struggle because you can be as idealistic as you want. And I've seen this being in countries that are on their way to civil war. I've seen the flip and I've seen what follows. Your political beliefs don't matter if you can't feed your family. It's a real thing. And where I think the left struggles, as communism always has, you can have beautiful ideas, but if the shelves are empty, then the people aren't going to be happy. So I have to believe that the world will naturally, over time, gravitate towards center-right, because that's where people are fulfilled, both in terms of their relationships and food in their belly and general law and order on the streets. The way I see the appeal of the left, and I see that the strength behind the whole victimhood narrative and all these things that grip the leftist type, socialist type thinkers. But the inherent hypocrisy of it all, the fact that pretty much every socialist leader is as is known a champagne socialist. They espouse socialist values while living opulent lives, and anti-climate damage while kicking around in private jets. Like, it's all so hypocritical. And now that we have social media that, thanks to Elon, is largely uncensored, I think reality is hard to argue with, and the world is moving back towards center to center right. It's very hard. Reality is very stubborn. You can put forward all the nice ideas you want. Reality is still going to win out in the end.
Gee, but look how close we got, man. I mean,
wasn't it close? End of humanity, bro.
Geez, I mean, obviously, Zuckerberg just took a total left turn and threw all the DEI out the window, et cetera, et cetera. And you could argue if he did that for the right reasons, whatever. But when I found out on the same day they took down the censorship and put up community notes, they took out tampons out of the male bathrooms in their offices, and it reminded me that how disconnected I was from that crazy reality in the States. Like, in London, I never went into a bathroom and saw a tampon, but I mean, it got pretty far. And the election, you could argue, got pretty close.
Things are pretty wild.
So I agree with you. In the long run, you would think it would go back to that center-right narrative, but as humans, sometimes we take things to the extreme. And
we almost had the most powerful person in the world, person who's ultimately in charge of the nuclear codes, and there was a study that evaluated if America went to war against the rest of the world, who would win. And they were sort of not sure, but maybe America. Like, we almost had the person in charge of that machine be a diversity hire. Now, I'm not in any way talking about her skin color or her gender. She couldn't speak properly. That's not merit-based. I'm sorry. I'm not being racist or misogynistic by saying if someone can't speak properly, why would they become the most powerful person in the world? There must be another agenda. We now know it's some sort of diversity push from the left thing. We were very close to what would have been a lot of global conflict. I believe a lot of people would have died. The left positioning to be the empathetic side of the political spectrum, they're the ones who are most behind the military-industrial complex. And look, a lot of people criticize at least in my circles, my open appreciation for Trump, saying, he doesn't do enough for the Palestinian cause and so on. He is anti the military-industrial complex. That's enough for me. As someone who's spent a career working in and out of conflict zones, anyone who's going to stop that most evil, most satanic way of moving money around that has ever existed in history, that's who I want in power.
That means a lot coming from somebody formerly in the military. Powerful statement. Let's talk about the United Arab Emirates, because this is a place that you've called home for a long time. This is a place that I find myself spending a lot more time in versus London for me, and I guess for you, your other options. Why do you choose to be here? And why do people from the West maybe still don't understand why we're here?
I think to answer that question, I'd have to say, what else is there that isn't here that people are looking for? I don't understand why anyone would want to stay in the West. And there are many different things you can talk about: the safety, the cleanliness, all these different things. In the West, the system is set up to keep you in that slave class that you're at. The vast majority of people are born and die at the same wealth level, the same socioeconomic status in the West. Vast majority. That's by design. go to uni, get a job, pay your taxes, die, is what the West wants from you as a man. That's very clear. You can't debate that. In Dubai, in the UAE, if you don't do better than you would back in your home country, this place doesn't exist. The leaders here want you to win. They want you to level up. Everyone, even the construction workers who are making, what, $500, $600 a month, that's a lot more money than they make back in their village in a developing country. So they are happy to be here too. Everyone is leveling up by being here. So the nature of this place is, we want you to win. The system wants you to win. The leadership wants you to win, as opposed to the West, where they want you to stay in that slave class, pay your taxes, and die. I don't know why everyone isn't trying to get over here.
And you've heard all the arguments. In the West, we have democracy. We have freedom.
You don't have freedom to walk down the street in London wearing a nice watch. Someone will smack you on the head with a hammer and take it. But you have the freedom to vote for two different parties that don't care about you equally. Like, sorry, I will sacrifice that freedom. And also people say, oh, you can't criticize the government, you can't criticize religion. I don't think you should criticize religion. I think people should be respectful of all religions. Some things are sacred, that's my viewpoint. Okay, can't criticize the government here. Why would I want to criticize the government? I've built my entire career here. I was born at the bottom of the ladder in Australia. I'm financially independent beyond what I could ever have even envisaged at the age of 42. That's because of this part of the world. It's because of this model here. My family have been raised in complete safety. You don't have to worry about all the crime issues, the drug issues, the LGTV barbecue nonsense that's been going on. There's none of that here. I'm able to raise my family safely. Why would I criticize a government that does that? So these attempts to sort of besmirch the societal model of this part of the world, show me a better one. I'll wait. I've been to 96 countries. My life was travel for a long time. I was the guy who had to go in and deal with all sorts of mess in all sorts of places. I've been pretty much every continent, every major city around the world. I've seen all the different societal models. I've seen behind the curtain. I've interacted with security services, with government individuals, the shady guys in the background. I've seen how different societies work on a really fundamental level. There's no better societal model than this one. And I don't think anyone can really try and argue that. This is the societal model that gives everyone what they want. You want to be that guy who goes on, clubbing and drinks and does all that stuff? You can do that in Dubai. Just don't be silly and, be loud and obnoxious in public, or you get thrown in a cell, which I think is a good thing anyway. Or you want to spend your life going to the mosque, not seeing any nightlife, and putting your kids in a school that is free of any sort of Western degenerate programming. You can do that. Dubai can give you what you want on pretty much every level, as long as you're following the law and you're respectful to your fellow citizens and to the leadership that set this place up. That sounds like a good deal to me. I'll take that deal. Inshallah, I'll take that deal for the rest of my life. I really don't have any time for people who speak against this part of the world. Show me better. You're sitting there saying things like Dubai's expensive while you're paying 50% tax that you don't even see how it comes back to you in your depressive, declining Western society, and you want to say Dubai's expensive? Bro, there are people living in Dubai on, under $1,000 a month. So clearly it's not expensive. It's how you choose to live here. Try living in under $1,000 a month in London or New York. Those cities are expensive. And I'd say even more to I'm ranting here, but I'm quite passionate about this. All right, everyone wants to improve their socioeconomic status. You can do it better in Dubai than any other country or city, UAE, any other country on the planet. I'm a case study of that. I arrived with no university degree, just some niche skills 15 years ago. I had no knowledge of the corporate world or any of that sort of stuff. And now I've retired in my early 40s, and I have many businesses, many staff, and I'm able to take incredible care of my family and those in my inner circle. That's because of this societal model that wants you to win. Genuinely, I will speak passionately and positively about this country for as long and as loud as I'm able to. I'm very grateful to this place.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.